Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. Today we're looking at your relationship and specifically where it's headed. Do you have a future? So I've got 3 readings for you. These cards came from your reading. I'm not going to tell you what position or what they mean. Just going to ask you to trust your own intuition. There may be something in this card that feels familiar to you, that draws you in. So trust that. It may be something else about it that strikes your attention, even the timestamp. Sometimes the timestamp for the video is what can mean something to you. Certain numbers mean something. But go with what is drawing you in and the reading that draws you in. And certainly once you get in there, you'll know if it's meant for you or not. And if it's not, try a different one. Okay, so group 1, your card is the Wheel of Fortune. Group 2, your card is the Magician. And group 3, your card is the 9 of Pentacles. All right, Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, 9 of Pentacles. Go ahead and choose your card, choose your reading. Go down into the description box. You can click on the timestamp for the reading you want to watch, and it will take you straight there. Okay, thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, we're going to take a look at your relationship today. We're going to see where is it headed. You know, is there a future for the two of you? So let's get some cards down. I'm going to look at your energy, their energy, the relationship energy, and see what we can find out. All right. First card we have is the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. The Ace of Cups reversed. And the Queen of Wands. And I have another deck. We'll pull some more cards in a bit, but we'll start here. All right, the top row, as it stands now, the top row represents your person. The bottom row represents you. As we get into it, if those roles are reversed, don't worry, just reverse it. And you take the top row and assign your person to the bottom row. You'll know as we get into it which one sounds more like you and more like your person. Okay, so give me just a second. I want to take these cards in and I'm going to listen for any initial initial messages from Spirit for you. And then we'll talk about what's going on here. Okay, 1 second. Okay, the first thing they're saying is that the two of you have been going through a bit of a challenging time. And we can see that kind of in the cards here as well. They're letting me know it's not insurmountable. It's part of this is a learning experience for the both of you. You're learning a new way to be in a relationship. And sometimes people come into our lives simply to help teach us that, and vice versa, for us to teach them that. And then we move on to a different relationship. And I'm not saying that that's what's happening here, but what I am saying is don't dismiss the lessons that you're learning, just because they may be difficult, because they do help with current and potentially with future relationships as well. Hold on one second. I know they're trying to tell me something, so I just want to listen. They're telling me that things were actually pretty good for you previously, and that's sort of where your hope lies, is that you know it used to be good. And I'm getting this message of in a sense wanting to return to the past, because it was easier then. It was easier then in your relationship. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. And get a little bit more detail here. So the first card we have here, representing your person's energy, is the Ace of Pentacles. And this is the past, where the two of you were. You know, you have the Five of Cups reversed, and they have the Ace of Pentacles. Your person had a lot of hope for the two of you when you met, or yeah, I'm getting when you met, or, you know, as the relationship was getting off the ground. I'm getting it wasn't easy, but it was positive and it was good, and they saw a lot of potential in it. It was a new beginning, certainly. They didn't exactly know where it was going to go, but they saw some hope in it. They saw some hope in your union, in your relationship. And they really held on to that for a while. And then they're showing me here, if you notice in this card, the clouds, and I've never noticed that there were clouds on this card before, but they're showing me the clouds, and that there's dark and light clouds. And I'm getting that things got confusing. Let me see. It feels like things definitely got challenging for the two of you, but what it feels like to me is that things got murky, at least in their mind. They're showing me muddy waters, dark clouds interspersed with light clouds. They're giving me your person had a lot of inner doubts, not doubts about the two of you. They had a lot of hope for the two of you, but there was something inside of them that kind of kept them from accepting where this relationship could potentially go. They had some blockages there. They had some things they needed to deal with personally. And it may have come from a past relationship. It may have come from their childhood. It may just come from their own insecurities or their own belief system. But I am getting there's something here within them. It wasn't about you, but within them that had them feeling confused, had them feeling moving away from that place of hope and kind of landing in a place of doubt and worry and insecurity. I'm really getting a sense of insecurity. Okay. Then we move into the Ten of Swords, and that's really where they are now-ish, right? You may be feeling that you're uncertain about this relationship and where it's headed, and watching the video. They're feeling the same way. They don't know if this has a future. I'm still getting that they want it to. But what I'm getting is they're feeling like there's no hope, like you're not going to make it. They can't see how it can work at this point for some reason. So take that as it resonates. But it's not a matter of not wanting it to. It's not believing that it can progress and become a long-term, even like a forever kind of relationship. The Spirit's telling me that they're on shaky ground right now because they have kind of lost some of that hope. So, not the hope. They just stopped me from saying that. They have hope. They don't have belief. There's a wanting. There's a desire for more. I'm getting they genuinely care about you. They just don't see how it can work. They're not, in their realistic mind, they're not seeing a future, and it is in their mind. They are thinking about this and rationally coming up with no workable solution for the two of you to move forward and be, have a long-term future together. In the future, we move into the Three of Swords. Let me just listen here. Because certainly the Three of Swords represents heartbreak. It represents also healing. So I just want to hear what they want to say specifically about your person. Okay, what they're giving me is, yes, your person has something within themselves that keeps them from, in some way, keeps them from moving forward, which affects their ability to believe in this union long term. Excuse me. It affects their ability to believe that this can happen. They want to believe. When we get into the future, and it doesn't feel like the distant future, it feels relatively close, they start to understand the healing that is required, the healing that is needed for them to be in a relationship, whether it's with you or someone else. And they don't have their eye on anyone else here. It really feels more about you and about their own growth and healing process. And I am getting that they will seek the healing they need. At least as the energies stand right now, they will seek the healing they need to become a better partner, because they will have healed themselves. And this is where the hope lies for the two of you, is in their healing. For large, as far as their energy is concerned. All right, so let's look at you. In the past, we have the Five of Cups reversed. This is an optimism after heartbreak, after disappointment. So whatever you've been through in the past, in previous relationships or experiences, you may have in some way given up hope, that you'll find another person, that you'll even be happy again. But then you meet this person that you're with, and it changes everything in some way. You start to believe again. You start to feel optimism again. You start to want what you haven't had before. It's like you want something new, and this is new. It feels different than past relationships. It has a different energy to it. And it's this that kind of opens up your heart and allows you to believe that, that the two of you can work. But where you are now, they again are in the Ten of Swords energy. You're in the Ace of Cups reversed. It's a difficult place. The two of you are in a difficult place right now. For some of you, I'm even getting, you may have separated. You may have broken up. I'm getting there's still some hope of reunion, but where you are now is, it's in a difficult place where you, same as them, you don't know if this can work. You don't know if this can ever be remedied. It feels like the obstacles are too high to overcome. And even though I'm feeling that your heart is crying out for this person and for this relationship and for what this relationship was before, again, you don't know if there's a future either. You don't know. You fear that there isn't. Same as them. That's the truth. You're both feeling very similar energies. I do feel you have more hope, more belief that maybe it can still happen, where they desire it. They have a little bit less belief that it can work out. When we get into the future, yes, they have this inner heartbreak, this inner turmoil, this inner situation they have to deal with. It's about them, not you. They need to heal from it. And I am getting this energy that they will. If there's any hope for the two of you, they need to. Your energy here in the future is the Queen of Wands. And this is where you start to get a sense of yourself again, with this person or not. It's like you're in this place of disappointment and heartbreak and wishing for the past. But soon enough, you're going to understand you can't have the past back, but you can move forward. Now, if your person, does the healing they need to do, yes, there's hope for you. Yes, there's hope. And we'll look at the relationship energy and see how that looks. But your energy, this Queen of Wands, is about you reminding yourself who you are and owning your own power and moving forward with or without them in a positive, optimistic, empowered way. Okay? So no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. All right, so let's get some cards down and look at your combined energy, your relationship energy. What does the relationship look like? All right. Your first card is the Star. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. And finally, we have the Prince of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So again, we're looking at the past with the Star card. Lots of hope, lots of optimism. There was definitely a connection between the two of you that was, I'm getting, divinely guided. Divinely guided. You were meant to meet. Okay? You were meant to meet. You were meant to help each other. You possibly to help them learn they need to heal and to get them on the road to healing. Them to help you, help remind you that relationships can be good, that you can be loved, but also to remind you who you are as a person. Free from past disappointments, free from any bitterness or anger over previous relationships, and just owning your own power, your own beauty, your own loving heart. Okay? Right now, you're in the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. And what I'm getting is that your relationship right now is in a place where it could go in either direction, right? The wheel turns. Sometimes it turns up in a positive place, to a positive place. Sometimes it turns down to a place where we have to pull ourselves up and regroup and move forward. And of course, right now, neither one of you knows which direction that wheel is going to turn. It's feeling very stationary at the moment. You know, like it's wavering. The energy is, it's not ready to move forward yet in either direction. And I'm just give it a little time to pick up some momentum either way. But a lot of what happens here with this wheel, again, goes to more than anything what your person does here. They need to heal. Maybe they need some counseling. You know, maybe they need to see a therapist. Maybe they need some time alone to really come to terms with their own self, whatever trauma they may have been through, whatever heartbreak they may have been through. They need some time to heal, and that may be professional help, or just maybe, you know, them going within and finding their own help. Everybody's a little bit different. You can't force it. You can't make them heal, but you can love them enough to help them want to heal. And how this wheel turns really, it balances on that in large part. Unfortunately, you know, it's a little bit unknown. So in the future, you have the Prince of Pentacles here. Let me just listen. I just want to hear what Spirit wants to say about this. All right, they're giving me slow movement forward. Slow movement forward. I'm getting the two of you want the same thing. Even though it's challenging, it's difficult, things may not appear to be working at all right now. But in your hearts, you both want the same thing. You both want to move forward. You both want the stability and the love and the companionship. Where it's headed is, again, I'm getting slow movement forward, slow progress. I wish I could tell you for sure which way this is going to progress, which way this wheel is going to turn, but some things are still hanging in the balance, and primarily they're healing, but also I'm getting your ability to detach and still feel powerful, to not feel that your worth is tied to them in any way, because it's not. But I'm getting that there is some healing that needs to happen within you as well. Some acceptance, some belief in yourself and the future with or without them. So I know you came here to find out where things are headed. This is the best answer I can get you. Slow progress forward as your person, and you both do some healing privately, separate from each other. It doesn't mean you have to be separated from each other, but it's individual to each of you. Individual to each of you. All right, group one, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight into what's going on with your person as well. So thank you for being here. If it resonated, I hope you'll like the video. Drop a comment if you like. I always love to read your comments, and I'm grateful for them. And we'll see you next time, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. All right, today we're going to take a look at your relationship and see where it's headed. See if you have a future. See what you can expect from your union here. I'm going to pull cards on your person, I'm going to pull cards on you, and I'm going to pull cards on your relationship so we get a nice full picture of what's going on. Okay. The first card is the Star reversed. Then we have the Five of Pentacles reversed. and the Three of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups reversed. The Chariot. And the Ace of Wands. Okay. The top row here represents your person's energy. The bottom row is you. As we get into it, for some people, those roles will be reversed. Just reverse it. No big deal. It happens. Okay. Give me just a second. I want to take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you, and then we'll talk through what's going on here. Okay. So hold on one second. Okay. They're telling me that in your mind and in theirs, this relationship was never meant to be a big deal. You know, I'm getting that there was a casual element to it, maybe even a friendship in the beginning, where neither one of you really thought it was going anywhere. You were just kind of happy to meet each other and you had some fun and it was what it was. But I'm getting that it quickly turned into something more. For you, I'm getting for you first, or more strongly, but really for both of you, there was something that neither of you could really shake. And it grew from there. It grew from there. So hopefully you recognize that in your relationship. If so, then trust that this is your reading. All right, let's jump into your person's energy. This card represents the past, and we have this star reversed. So when you met or early on in your relationship, again, I'm getting this message of they're telling me they felt drawn to you, but again, they didn't feel it was anything long-term, anything that was going to change their life. And I am getting that actually changed. They do feel like, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but they're giving me this, they do feel like now you have changed their life in some way. But in the past, they're giving me that there was a special connection between you. Spirit saying it was a divine gathering of souls, a divine gathering of souls. You were meant to meet. You were meant to meet. And in some way, your person knows that or believes that or thinks that. Even if they wouldn't put it in those terms, they know they were drawn to you in some way that didn't feel as casual as it appears or it appeared. But they really had no hope that this was going to become something at that time, that this was going to be a long-term relationship or even a future relationship. They saw it as someone to have fun with, saw you as someone to have fun with, to have a good time with, to be company, to enjoy dates with, or whatever it may be. In a positive way, they just didn't see a future. They didn't even necessarily want that. Where we are now in the present energy is the Five of Pentacles reversed. And I'm getting, before meeting you, this person was pretty lonely. They felt very alone. And hold on one second. I'm getting they wanted someone in their life, but not necessarily a life partner. Hence the reverse on the star. But now they're in a place where they really enjoy your company. They're feeling less lonely. They're feeling their spirits lighten. They want more. They absolutely want more with you. They still don't know how or think it's possible. And part of them may not even think it's right in some way. Um, or maybe they think it's not right for you, not right for them. I don't know exactly why I said that. Those are the words that came to me. For some reason, they don't feel it's right. But their heart does want to spend more time with you. I'm getting that you bring them a sense of happiness they haven't felt in a long time, a sense of joy they haven't felt in a long time, and it's easing they're carrying some kind of sadness from the past. Maybe it was a breakup, a loss of some kind. They're carrying some kind of sadness, loneliness, possibly even despair. You know, it will vary from person to person, but it does feel very sad. It feels very low. But you, they feel you have really lifted them out of it in some way and made their life so much better, made their life bearable. And at this point, you know, that's a big deal for life to just be bearable, you know. Just an interesting place. They had to have had some kind of experience in the past that really affected them personally and brought a deep, deep sadness to them. So in the future, we have the Three of Pentacles. Oh, one sec, I just want to hear. I am getting that there's this willingness to work on your relationship, to get better at it, to find out where it's headed, to bring some resolution to your union. But I just want to hear what Spirit, because I know they're trying to tell me something specific. All right, they're giving me that your person in the future is going to want to come to terms with a third party situation. Now, this could be a previous partner or spouse. That's really what I'm getting. Someone from the past that in some way still has a hold on them. It is possible for some of you that this person is currently attached, but gosh, if they are, it's not a happy union. I will say that. And I will never encourage anybody to step into someone else's relationship. So I'm just going to leave that be. You have to take it as it resonates for you. But there is a sadness here. There is a loss here. So if they are with someone, I'm getting it's fallen into a hole in some way. And they're wanting in the future to find a resolution between the three of you. And overwhelmingly, I'm getting a message of this is a past relationship. It could be a spouse, they could be divorced, it could just be a past relationship. It could also be someone who passed away. Okay, so take that as it resonates for you. That may not be everyone, but however it ended, it still is weighing heavily on them. And you have done a lot to pull them out of that. And as we get into the future, they're going to be working on healing that more and more, healing that more and more, to becoming more stable within themselves and to be able to appreciate and relax into what they have with you rather than grieving what used to be. So there is this willingness to work on that, to work on your relationship, to work on themselves, to get where they need to be to be in a proper relationship, in a long-term union with someone, specifically with you. Okay? All right, so let's look at your energy. Your past energy is the King of Cups reversed. You also had disappointments. You also had rocky relationships, one or more. There is also this doubting, this feeling like this relationship isn't going to go anywhere, but it feels nice for the moment. But again, for both of you, there's something in the past that is preventing you from accepting or believing that you two have a future, right? This is in the past. This is when you met. It feels very casual. It feels very accepting for the moment, but not believing in the long term. And both of you, it's because of something from the past. There may be other factors as well. Moving into the present energy. Again, they're in the Five of Pentacles reversed. Their spirits are lifting. They're feeling less lonely. They're feeling more alive than they have in a long time. Your energy is the Chariot. You are actually feeling more positive than they are about the potential here, about the potential for the two of you. Even though you're very different, you're also in a lot of ways very similar. And you see the potential in the two of you coming together and moving forward. You may not know how it's going to work. You know things are not ideal right now. But there is a belief in you that it can happen. That the future can have some momentum, some progress. That there can be some balance here and some coming together for the long haul. And they're showing me with this Chariot, a car driving a long, long distance. And it could be that you two live at a distance from each other and you're coming together physically. But what I'm really getting is symbolic, is that you see the potential in a long-term union with this person because of who they are and who you are together. You may not know how it's going to work, but you want it badly enough. You want it. They want to be with you also. You have lifted their spirits. You've helped them feel alive and good again. They just have a little bit less understanding of where it can go. As we move into the future energy, again, they're in the Three of Pentacles. They're wanting to work on this. They're wanting to work on themselves, to find some resolution with the past. Your energy is the Ace of Wands, and this is a new beginning for you. This is renewed hope. Now, let me just hold on. As your person starts to work on themselves, this inspires you for the future. This is good energy together here. There's a lot of hope here for things to work out. I don't see the end, right? We're not looking at the end game because, life needs to be lived, not predetermined, via cards. But this tells you where it's headed. It's headed towards them doing some healing, towards them doing the work on themselves to, as far as letting go of the past, healing from the past, working on your relationship together, becoming more stable and accepting what is and enjoying what they have in you and moving forward. And combined with your energy with the Ace of Wands, there's it's the seed of happiness, of momentum, of we can make this work. It can happen. So it really feels like there's a lot of potential here. They bring in this stability of working on themselves and working on the relationship. You bring the fire in some way of wanting it to work. And it's like you light them up and they help you feel more, they help you relax into it as well. And the two of your energies they feel very, very balanced in some way, which is a good thing. All right, so we're going to look at your relationship, at your combined energy. Let's see what that looks like. Your first card is the Fool. And we have the Nine of Swords. And finally, we have the Magician. Beautiful. This really reiterates everything we've been talking about. So your relationship in the beginning, it was, okay, they're giving me, it was an experiment in newness. It's like the two of you just kind of jumped in with both feet because you didn't expect it to become anything. You tapped into a friendship very quickly. You enjoy each other's company. And you didn't give the future a lot of thought or attention. It was really, you were very much in the moment and just allowing that. Neither one of you really put a lot of stock into, oh, is this going to go anywhere? It, as a couple in the beginning, it was very free. It was very easy. It was probably very fun without a lot of baggage attached to it. You know, as far as oh, is this my soulmate or is this going to go anywhere? That kind of energy that isn't there. The Fool is very unencumbered by that. They're just in the moment. But as we get to this present energy, we have the Nine of Swords. And it's not surprising. There's a lot of overthinking here. There's a lot of worry. There's a lot of concern that it won't work out, even worry that it will. What does that mean? Yes, they're feeling better. You're feeling better. Because of your union, your energies lift each other up. But there's still a lot of worry here. There's still a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of unknowns. You don't really know if this chariot is moving with your person or away from your person. You want it to move with your person. You are in the energy of that. But the truth is, with the Nine of Swords, neither one of you really knows. And there is some wondering, some worry, even some sleepless nights over that for both of you together. You may even be talking in that way. How does this work? Can this work? You may be having some deep conversations, some of you. In the future, we move into the Magician. And this is beautiful energy. This is working on the relationship. This is using all the tools at your disposal to make something happen, to create magic. And really, there is some magical energy between you in the way that you are so different and yet so complementary to each other. In the Magician, he works with all of his tools, right? He's got all of his tools. He has the ability to tap into spirit, the ability to work with the physical. He's got emotional, mental stability, and there's hope here. There is hope here. There's belief here in the future. There is belief in the future, belief that the two of you can work this out. This is why your person will be working on themselves and on their relationship energy. Again, finding a way, what they're giving me is finding a way to chisel out the energy of this other person in some way and to place them gently in the past where they belong so that they can move forward solidly with you. They're working on that in the future. They're probably not right now, but I am seeing here that that's something that they will actively do. And your energy, your fire, your spark not only encourages them, but it lights up your union so that anything is possible. If the two of you work together as the magician, there's nothing you can't do. This relationship can become a long-term, wonderful union. It's very possible for both of you. It does require you to work together, to use your tools, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, to come together and to want this together. And I do see you both want it. You both want it enough to work on it. You just have to have the patience and the fortitude to do the work together and stick it out if that's what you want. Okay. All right, group 2, that's what I have for you. I hope that helps. I hope it gives you what you need to understand where your relationship's headed. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. If the reading resonated, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. It helps me know that our energies are connecting, which helps future readings for you. They'll connect more easily if our energies connect now, as you engage with the videos. Feel free to drop a comment. I read all your comments and I'm very grateful for them. And I'm so grateful for your being here. So thank you and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today we're going to take a look at your relationship and see where it's headed. See what we can find out. So let's get some cards down. I'm going to be looking at your person's energy. I'm going to look at your energy. And then we'll look at your the energy of your relationship as well, to get a real full picture here of what's going on and where the two of you are headed. All right, first card we have is the Three of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords reversed. And then we have the Three of Swords. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Five of Cups. And the Seven of Wands reversed. Okay, so the top row represents your person's energy. The bottom row represents your energy. As we get into it, you may find that the roles are reversed. No big deal, it happens. Just reverse them, okay? All right, give me just a second. I just want to take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll talk about what's going on here, okay? 1 second. They are telling me, and I can see it clearly in the cards as well, that this is a challenging relationship. There is desire here for the future and in general. I'm getting the word desire. I'm getting there's a desire for them to be the one. Now, this could be your person wanting you to be the one, you wanting them to be the one. Maybe it's both of you. but I am getting that message. But it feels like something is falling short of that currently anyway. It will take some work to, what I'm getting is it will take some work to build it up. It feels very much like the relationship is on shaky ground, kind of like it's built on sand. Not that either one of you did anything wrong, but I'm getting that it didn't start with the proper footing. And there is this message of needing to rebuild in some way. Okay? So hopefully that resonates or makes some sense as we get into this. Let's start with your person. So this first card represents the past, when you met earlier in your relationship, however that works for you. And their energy is the Three of Pentacles. Hold on one sec, I just want to... They're giving me that your person wanted this. They wanted to meet someone, maybe specifically you. They wanted to be in a relationship. They were willing at that time to put in whatever work was required to get it off the ground. But there was something. Now, this could be a person, this could be their work. There's something that pulls their focus away from your union in the beginning. They're preoccupied with something else. It's like you're together. Excuse me. Throat is still healing, y'all. You're together but apart. That's an interesting thing they just said. You are together but apart. Maybe you live at a distance from each other. Maybe in the beginning you weren't exclusive, or you weren't spending all your time together. I'm getting you were together but apart. They may have also had someone else in the picture. And it makes sense if in the beginning you weren't exclusive. They may have been dating someone else. They may have been at the tail end of a relationship ending, but there's something that is pulling their attention from really getting this relationship on the right footing. And I'm seeing it with both of your energies, but we'll get into your energies in a minute. All right, sorry about that. I had to stop the recording for a minute while I cleared my throat and drank some water so I didn't drive you guys crazy. Okay, so back to your person's energy, Three of Pentacles. I am getting in the beginning, they did want this, like I said before. It didn't start on the best footing. They were willing to put in the work to get things going, to get things moving forward. But I am still seeing an attachment to something in the past or someone in the past, an attachment. And so while they're willing to work on this, right, they're wanting it, they're wanting this to be a positive union, there's part of them that is still looking to the past, still looking backward. It's something else. Okay. In the present energy, we have for them the Ace of Swords reversed. They currently, as you probably are as well, they're giving me that your person is, they're overthinking the situation a little bit. their mind is naturally going to worst case scenario. They're not in a positive mindset with regards to your relationship. It doesn't mean that they don't think of you positively. But again, I'm getting that things are on shaky ground. And the two of you may be arguing right now. And this person, I'm getting this person doesn't like to argue. Now take that if it resonates. If it doesn't, don't worry. But I am getting an energy here of someone who is avoiding conflict. And so they're sort of stuffing their feelings down. They're stuffing these thoughts down, these doubts, these words they want to say out loud. They're keeping them to themselves because they don't want to say the wrong thing. They don't want to go down the wrong path with you and get into an argument or hurt your feelings. They don't want to hurt your feelings. They are a little bit scared to death of hurting you, and that's the truth. They care about you. They definitely care about you. But there's something here that is, I'm getting two puzzle pieces that are not quite fitting together. And it doesn't mean that the puzzle can't work out. It just means no amount of forcing is going to help at this point, right now. And in some way, they sort of see this, and they're stuffing their feelings, they're stuffing their thoughts, they're stuffing their words down into themselves, and they're not speaking up. They're not saying what they need to say. They're not getting things off of their chest. Some of this may have to do with this person from the past. And I feel strongly that that is the case. They want to tell you what they're going through, but they also don't want to burden you. But any conflict between you, whether it's arguments or tension, any kind of discord, they're backing away from it because they don't want to cause trouble. They don't want to cause pain. They don't want to cause hurt. They don't want to cause an argument. But this energy of sweeping it under the rug, it never works out in the long term. Things have to be aired out for them to be healthy. Okay? Right, so in the future, your person's energy is the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords can be healing. It can be heartbreak. I'm not going to make any assumptions on what it means. I want to listen because I want to be as specific for you as possible. So bear with me 1 second. Okay. They're giving me heartbreak for a time. And what I'm feeling strongly is there's more to this story here. Things now are not headed in the right direction. It's heading toward some, I'm getting some kind of dissolution. There may be a breakup. There may just be a time when the two of you just aren't getting along and it's just not working. And there is some heartbreak here on their part, but I'm getting for a time. So this may be something that the two of you have to get through to get to the other side. And maybe I'll pull a couple extra cards here for you to kind of see where that's headed. But there is some healing that needs to happen with them, with this person from their past or situation from the past, but also with the way they communicate. Because again, these swords are facing down as well. They're not communicating how they feel. They're not sharing with you their true worries, concerns, thoughts, partly because they're afraid of hurting you and partly because they're afraid of causing an argument. But what's happening is they're hurting themselves. So there is some heartbreak here. A time when things aren't going well. Okay. But again, Spirit's saying it is momentary, and there is more to the story. Okay. So let's look at your energy. Early on in your relationship, we have the Five of Wands. Hold on one second. They're telling me this, in some way, this relationship was a bit of a learning experience for you. It I feel like it quickly turned into something you wanted and you wanted to fight for a little bit. Like you wanted to get it to work, and I'm getting this fired up and kind of wanting to go for it. But there's some learning that's happening here. And it may be that in the past relationships had some different challenges that in some way you needed to learn how to overcome. You needed to learn how to get past. Because there's a little bit of warring with yourself here. Warring with yourself, fighting with yourself. You want it, but it's almost like it's like you want something, but in some ways you almost sabotage it by you're giving me negative thoughts, assuming it's not going to work, even though you want it to. There is this desire here, but there's just this warring with yourself in the beginning. Maybe you were telling them, this can't go anywhere, this isn't going to work, or you're telling yourself that. And you're fighting with yourself because your heart wants one thing, but there's another part of you that's fighting against it. And it's like you're working against yourself here in some way. Okay? In the present energy, we have the Five of Cups. And they're giving me saying you're finding yourself wanting something you can't have, or that you believe you can't have, instead of focusing on what you can have, what you do have. And you may be pulling away from your person a little bit right now. So take that if it resonates for you. But there's a little bit of, there's some regret here. There is some wishing for something else. You may be wanting your partner to behave differently. And maybe you're sensing that they're not being authentic, or that something is just wrong because they're not speaking up. They're not telling you. It's not that they're not telling you lies, but they're not telling you the truth. They're not sharing what's going on inside of them with you. And I'm getting that you sense something is wrong. You just maybe don't know what it is. And there is this desire for something better. So part of you may be wondering, should I just move on from this person and find someone better for me, right? And it's an understandable reaction to not knowing, not communicating properly, not getting to the bottom of what's troubling your relationship. In the future, as your person learns to do some healing, number one, I'm getting to bring their own thoughts into the forefront, into the focus, so that they can learn to share them and bring about some answers for themselves, which does break their heart a little bit. It may also break yours, but this is about them. It's a difficult time for them coming up. But your energy is the Seven of Wands reversed. And I'm getting here that you stop fighting with yourself. All these wands here kind of trying to knock this man off of his pedestal, off of his hill, off of where he is. I'm getting that those are all you, right? Just like in the Five of Wands, it's you fighting with yourself. And I see in the near future, you stop fighting with yourself and you start to allow. And it may hurt. It may not feel great. But you start to open up to, okay, whatever's meant to be will be. And maybe you just give them the space they need to do the healing they need to do. Okay? I'm going to pull a couple more cards because they are giving me that there's more to the story. And I don't want to cheat you from that knowledge. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles reversed, sorry. And we have the King of Swords. So beyond this time of heartbreak, of surrender, of kind of releasing and allowing things to just be what they are, you know, whether it works out or not, there is this energy of just surrender and see what happens. I am getting that your person with this Eight of Pentacles reversed starts to work on themselves. They start to do the work on themselves that will allow them to go to a new place within relationships, whether that's with you or with someone else. But they're working on themselves in a very positive way, and they're very diligent about it. This becomes very important to them because they don't like that feeling of the desire, the wanting to be with someone, and having something come in the way, something getting in the way, namely their own thoughts, their own feelings, their own lack of the ability to share how they feel out of fear. And they will be working on themselves. Your energy is the King of Swords. I'm getting that you, in the future, you see and understand the truth of the situation. They're not giving me here yet whether the two of you are together. We will look at the relationship energy, but there is this knowledge and acceptance of the facts, of the truth. I am getting that you get the truth from them. Whatever it is they couldn't bring themselves to say or to talk about, they work on themselves and they start to be able to share that piece of themselves with you. And you're able to accept and receive that truth. Okay, we're going to look at the relationship. Aside from your personal energies, we're going to look at your combined energies and see what that looks like. Okay. First card is the Prince of Wands. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Wands. And we have the Ten of Swords. Okay. So let's walk through this. Early on, Prince of Wands, Knight of Wands energy. Shaky at best, right? Neither one of you really expected things to unfold the way they did. There is definite desire here. Could be desire for the relationship or just desire for each other, but it's enough desire that it sends you off and running together. You want this. You both want this, and you're going after it. Unfortunately, with the Prince of Wands, that desire, that fire can quickly burn out because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. We move into the present time. They're in a place where they're not talking, they're not sharing, they're not fighting even, they're not discussing what's going on. You're in a place of regret and wanting something more. As a relationship, you're in the Nine of Pentacles, which tells me that you're both feeling very insular. You're feeling very isolated from each other. It could be that the two of you are not together right now. Or it could be you're together, but you're also very much alone in your thoughts. Even physically, you might find yourself doing separate things. You're both dealing with your own things separately and trying to find the bright side. Trying to find the positive here. But not together. It's a very isolated, individual energy. Even for a relationship card, it's showing me that there's this sense of separateness. In the near future, we have the Eight of Wands. And this is where there may be some heartbreak, there may be some surrender, there may be some letting go. And that's exactly what I'm getting with the Eight of Wands, is this letting go and releasing. These wands are flying through the air. And it's, to me, it's both of you separately holding on to something, feelings, thoughts, things you want to say to each other, things you want for the future, whatever it may be, and just letting go. And all of those expectations, all of those thoughts just go flying into the future. They disappear. It's absolutely surrendering to the situation, because in some way it feels like you have no choice. You have to let whatever's going to happen, happen. It's a release. We get into a little bit further into the future, and you have the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords is an ominous card. It means endings. But what I'm hearing from Spirit is it doesn't have to be the end of your relationship, but it does have to be the end of the way your relationship used to be and is right now. It is an end to the way it used to be. They're working on themselves. You are sitting in your own power and accepting the truth for what it is, so that the two of you, whether alone or together, can move forward. The Ten of Swords is an end to the way it was. And like I said in the beginning, you started off, unfortunately, on shaky footing. You were building something on sand, and the sand washed away with the tide. This is an opportunity to rebuild if you want to. There's nothing saying you have to, but there is an opportunity to rebuild. They are working on themselves, and you are as well. And I do see an energy here of acceptance of the truth, of the reality of who you each are, separate and together, and then working to build from there. So there is potential here for you two to start over and rebuild something that is stable and sustainable if you want to. But this way of being that you're in right now has to end. It's not sustainable. And it's not good for either of you, honestly. All right, group 3, I hope that helps. I don't know if that's the answer you were hoping for or not. Can't help that, but it is what I was given for you. So thank you for being here. If it resonated, I hope you'll give the video a thumbs up. Helps me know that our energies are connecting. Also helps future readings resonate with you a little bit more. Please leave a comment if you have anything to say. I love to read your comments. I read every single one. And I'm so grateful for you being here. Hope you have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.